So this right here is what the positive psychology research says really makes us feel happy, contented, and fulfilled in life. So first of all, let's notice what's not on this list. Good grades, high income, promotions, a big house and car, a good lover, all the things that society says that we need to be happy. Instead, everything that is on this list is free and you can start making a practice of it every day. So my challenge for you is I want you to pick one of these practices, just one, to actively build into your life over the next month. So why just one? Because the thing is, if you try to build it all eight immediately, there's a very good chance that you'll be overwhelmed and none of them will become a regular practice. So it's much better to start with one and then to go from there. So let's delve into each of these in turn. So first off, we have social connection. So like we discussed earlier, we are social animals. And research keeps validating that a healthy social life is one of the biggest drivers of happiness and health. So this can feel counterintuitive because when we suffer from depression, our tendency is to self-isolate. We assume that social interaction will only make us feel worse. But the research actually disproves this. It suggests that keeping in regular contact with many friends has a major positive impact on your happiness. In fact, having even a single happy friend boosts your chances of being happy by 15%. And if you have three or more good friends at work, you're 96% more likely to be very satisfied with your life. So I know there are people who tell me they don't make friends at work, that they don't, want to get into politics and so on. But that's very much counterintuitive because it's so important since you spend so much of your time there to have a support system there. So actively make an effort to stay in touch with people who care about you and to meet new people because it's guaranteed to make you happier. So let's say that most of your friends have migrated or started families and they have no time. So what you can do is try joining clubs and activities. So for example, what I've done is I'm part of two Toastmasters clubs, an improv comedy troupe, a bachata class, a play reading group, that's sometimes a poetry group, and a writing club. So I meet lots of interesting people every month. So that's not to say that you have to immediately go out and join 5 different things. So just start with one thing and just see how it impacts your well-being. Now, the flip side. The flip side is that negative attitudes are contagious. So as much as you go out of your way to meet new people and have positive interactions, also consider how you can minimize or eliminate interactions with the people who drain or frustrate you. Sometimes that might even mean your own family, but even then, it's important to do it because protecting your peace is not something that you should feel bad about. So now we know that it's very important to be social, but what's interesting is that it's also helpful to cut out social media. So this one might be a hard one for many of us, but what the science shows is that while interacting with people is great for our well-being, being a spectator to other people's lives is damaging to our well-being and actually lowers our self-esteem. And the reason for this is that our brains are wired to make negative comparisons more readily than positive ones. So we are less likely to recognize when people are worse off and more likely to notice when they might be better off. And also because many people mainly post about the positive aspects of their lives on social media. So what we see is a highlight reel of everyone else's lives, right? So, and on the flip side, we are aware of both the positive and the negative aspects of our own lives. So then the impression that we get is that everybody else is having a better life than us, right? So they're constantly on vacation, their Friday nights look better than ours, they're always getting flowers, their kids seem so well behaved, much better than ours. So all of this, it adds up to seem like everyone else is really happy, really successful, and we are aware of everything negative in our lives. So the result is that cutting out social media can have a greater impact on your well-being than getting a raise. And for your information, Instagram is supposed to be the worst culprit, with Facebook coming in second. So I know this one is actually a tough one. So let me share with you how I try to do this. So I am on Facebook, but my secret is that I never see my news feed. So my Facebook bookmark on my browser, it takes me to the list of upcoming events for the week. So I can see any Facebook events, so events that I could attend, and I can meet new people and do new things. And I can still see my notifications and my messages, but I never actually land on my news feed, and I never see everybody else's lives and how pretty and shiny they might be compared to mine. And there are also apps that you can use as well to monitor and limit your social media time. And that might be one way to ease into the process of slowly cutting back on social media. But the impact of social media on our sense of well-being is huge, to a point that we don't even realize. So it's something to take very seriously and to try it out and to feel the impact on yourself. Okay, so this next one is incredibly powerful. So if you recall, we spoke about hedonic adaptation, where we get used to good things, so they soon fail to have any impact on our sense of well-being. But there's one way to fight this process, and that is by actively practicing gratitude and savoring what is good in our lives. In fact, there was a study done of character strengths, and it showed that gratitude is the single best predictor of well-being. And there are many different ways in which you can savor the moment and feel grateful for it. So one thing that you can do is consider all of the minor choices and occurrences that had to happen to make the best parts of your lives possible. So, maybe if you hadn't taken a particular job, you might not have met your girlfriend. Maybe if you hadn't you hadn't happened to be placed in a certain class, you might not have met your best friend. And like that, you can consider all of the things that happened, that didn't happen, that had to happen in your life to make all these wonderful things possible. And dwell on the idea that, oh my goodness, these things might have not happened. I might never have met these people or had these experiences or done these things, and really appreciate the fact that they did happen in your life is how it is. So let's talk about other ways that you can really savor the moment and really feel grateful for it. So one thing you can do is you can luxuriate in everyday pleasures. Like, for example, biting into a chocolate chip cookie. You can really feel the taste of the chocolate and the crumbs and really, really appreciate it. Another thing you can do is you can marvel. You can marvel at the world around you, like the tiny little toes of a newborn baby, or the sight of butterflies in your garden. Another thing you can do is you can bask in pride. You can bask in your own small wins. Like if you're having a good hair day, or if somebody pays you a compliment, you can take a moment to really not to really, really bask in it and let it really sink into you. And when you do these, luxuriating, marveling, and basking, take a picture memory. Use all of your senses to recall that moment. What can you see? What can you smell? What can you touch? What can you hear? What can you taste? Really appreciate the experience, because the ability to do that is one of the most powerful predictors of life satisfaction. Also, you know how we are always telling people, stop taking pictures and just enjoy the moment. But actually, science shows that taking pictures enhances your appreciation of the moment. So we should go ahead and do that, because it's all part of feeling gratitude for this moment. And it has cascading effects on the rest of your life too. So, for example, one study even showed that people who regularly practice gratitude get an average of 1 hour more of exercise per week. So the results of this very simple action are much bigger than we think. So on your phone or in a notebook, or you can use an app like I do, start recording the good things that happen each day. In fact, we can even do it right now. You can think of, one good thing that happened so far today. It doesn't have to be anything big. It could be, just the way that, the sunlight was playing on the leaves of the trees in your garden. It could be a good conversation, the taste of your morning coffee. And if you're comfortable doing it, just put it in the chat. And let's each share one thing that we're grateful for today, just for practice. So Harry says, I'm grateful for audiobooks because I can listen to them an unlimited amount without straining my eyes. That's awesome. I myself love audiobooks as well. Or Ashok says he's grateful for his family. That's wonderful. That's lovely. So what I put is that I'm grateful for an awesome time at my bachata class this morning. I had so much fun. Chaturanga says having Italy after 15 years. Wow, fantastic. Anoja says bright sun was able to dry clothes. I love that because it's so simple. And that's really appreciating the everyday pleasures. And that really goes a long way. And Gabriel says he found an app that will reduce the time he spends editing photos for work. Fantastic. That's great. So let's try to make this a daily practice in our lives and keep taking an effort to notice what's positive in our lives so that we are fighting that negativity bias and introducing more joy into our life. Okay. So another element to build into your life which is proven to reduce levels of everyday stress, depression, anxiety, and even chronic pain is mindfulness or present moment awareness. And this is about being aware of your thoughts, feelings, sensations, and the environment in a calm and loving way. And what's really exciting is that something so simple can reduce your daily stress with greater lasting impact than a vacation. So, how do you start to practice it daily? Well, it's super simple. You don't need to buy anything. You can just take 5 to 10 minutes every day to sit in silence with your back erect and focus on your breathing. You don't have to try to control your thoughts. You can just let them go crazy and just keep reminding yourself about your breath and focus on that. You can even keep a regular count in your head for each in breath and each out breath and do it in whatever way feels comfortable to you. And if you like, you can also download an app like I would recommend either Calm or Headspace, and you can use these to access guided meditations. But even that isn't necessary. So this is something that you can do with anything. So in fact, just to show you how simple it is, we can try it right now. So let's close our eyes and let's take a deep breath in through the nose. And let's focus on the sensation of the breath entering our body. Then hold the breath and then exhale through the mouth. And let's take another breath in through the nose and hold and exhale. Last one, in through the nose, and hold and exhale. So it's really that simple. And if you just do that for 5 to 10 minutes every day, you will see dramatic rewards. So this next one, you've probably heard of many times before, but the thing is, it is so important because it is in fact a proven remedy for both depression and anxiety because it releases feel-good endorphins that have huge, long-lasting positive effects. So for example, just 20 minutes of exercise can boost your happiness for 12 hours. And that is an amazing return on investment, right? 20 minutes of exercise and you get a 12-hour boost. That's huge. So let's talk about making it a regular practice in your life. So the important thing is to adopt some form of exercise that you enjoy. And also if it involves meeting new people or if it's something that you think you might be good at, then you'll be more likely to stick to it. And other ways that you can make it more fun is by involving your friends. If you like to shop, just take a walk through a mall even to window shop. And maybe you can watch your favorite TV show while you're on the treadmill, or if you're walking or jogging, you can take a scenic route. And as much as possible, it's even better if you get outside when you exercise, because that's going to make you feel even more revitalized and less tense, less depressed, and so on. Yoga is also, it has huge impacts in terms of boosting mood, in reducing stress, improving brain function, and also Tai Chi has similar benefits when it comes to mental and emotional stress. But really, any form of physical activity is great. So for the very best effects, try to aim to do some group exercise, and for 45 minutes, 3 to 4 times a week. That is supposed to generate the best effects in terms of positive impact on your mental well-being. But what's most important is that you start somewhere. Okay, so next one is to actively pursue your hobbies. Because as much of the advertisers of the world want us to believe that happiness is going shopping and buying new things or purchasing a Netflix subscription, research shows that hobbies make us happier than escapist leisure like shopping and TV. So to maximize the happiness that you get from your hobbies, choose a hobby that fully engages you, that involves learning something new, which involves spending time with other people or doing something nice for somebody else, because all of these will elevate the enjoyment that you get from your hobbies. And if you want some ideas for new hobbies to take up that would help to alleviate stress and depression, dancing is one of them. When people with depression dance to upbeat music, they feel much better. Dancing with others further boosts mood. I can attest to that. Also, singing. When we sing with others, our heart rates sync up and our breathing steadies, and that gives you a sense of calm. So, join a choir. That would be great for your sense of well-being. Reading reduces your stress by 68%, and positive effects show up within just 6 minutes. And if you can join a reading group, that's also great. It has been shown to reduce symptoms of depression. Gardening has been shown to reduce stress by over 70%. My mom could attest to that. She's recently retired and a full-time farmer now, and she's loving it. Also, handicrafts, making things or tending things with your hands enhances mental health. Drawing and painting, and also baking, all of these are great ideas for new hobbies. Okay, so now I want all of you to close your eyes and to picture this. You are standing barefoot in a forest. Listen to the sounds of the breeze rustling the leaves and the birds singing and chirping. Now take a deep breath and inhale the scent of the trees. Picture the sunlight playing through the leaves. Feel the fresh, clean air on your face. Place your hands on the trunk of a tree. Listen to the sound of a trickling stream. Dip your toes in the cool water. Now lie on the grass and observe all the different greens of the trees. Okay, now open your eyes. So the reason that we did that was to get a taste of what it might be like to practice Shinrin Yoku, which is the Japanese practice of forest bathing. And it involves fully taking in the forest using all your senses, really bathing in its atmosphere. And this has proven mental health benefits, because research shows that just 20 minutes in nature lowers our stress hormones. And vitamin D from sunlight helps to boost mood and to fight depression. In fact, nature is so powerful that just having a house plant or looking at pictures of natural scenes or just listening to the sounds of nature like ocean waves or babbling brooks or chirping birds, all of that can help us to recover from stress. So see if you can schedule a nature trip, and until then, try and green your life as much as possible. Get a house plant, change your wallpaper to some scene of greenery, download nature sounds from the web to calm you down, and try to get the benefits of going green. If you like, you can join the society, which my aunt is part of, called Rukrakagano, and they do regular nature treks as well. Okay, this is the last happiness exercise, and it's kindness. So, research shows that practicing acts of kindness will make you feel happier than indulging in bodily pleasures like great food. And it's even more so if you do these acts of kindness spontaneously and if they involve using your character strength. So this can feel counterintuitive because often when we are unhappy, we tend to focus more on ourselves, which is natural, right? But the research shows that helping somebody else can make us feel even better than helping ourselves. So, for example, 78% of those who volunteer enjoy lowest levels of stress. So, go forth and be kind and try doing 5 acts of kindness every week. And for an even bigger happiness boost, try to do all 5 in one day within that week. Right? So, there you have it, 8 self care practices that can boost your well being.